Indiana has accomplished the unbelievable. A 16-0 season, a 2-year turnaround, and now they stand at the top of college football greatness. Here at ONIT, we're celebrating their 16-0 season with the release of the 2025 Indiana Football Commemorative Box. This box showcases some of the key players who allowed Indiana to make this magical run in their 16-0 undefeated season, something that hasn't been done at the Division I level since the 1800s. You can get your hands on your box by going to onitathlete.com while supplies last. And in this video, we're going to talk about how Indiana managed to overcome all the obstacles, all the struggles, all the adversity, and complete a 16-0 historic season. We'll take a look at that run through the college football playoff and then look at the names and the key players who made this all possible for the Hoosiers as they earn their first star on the gridiron. Let's start off by taking a look at this path that they had to walk through the college football playoff. The path for Indiana started right after the regular season concluded. The Big Ten championship game, they're tasked with going up against, at the time, number 1 in the country, Ohio State, the number 2 Hoosiers, the number 1 Buckeyes, both teams undefeated in Indianapolis, and Indiana came out on top 13-10 to earn the number 1 overall seed going into the college football playoff and that first round bye. With their win over Ohio State, they got to go to the Rose Bowl and take on the winner of Oklahoma and Alabama, 2 of our ONIT schools. Alabama managed to win the game in Norman and took on Indiana in the Rose Bowl, and this was a game that Indiana thoroughly handled from start to finish. Did not allow Alabama into the end zone in a 38-3 victory in Pasadena. An unbelievable performance by Indiana, and they became the first team to win a game after having a bye in this new 12-team playoff format. And Indiana quickly proved that that was no fluke. They went into the Peach Bowl against Oregon, a team that they beat in Eugene earlier on in the regular season, 30-20. Went into the Ducks' home stadium and beat them. Many thought maybe Oregon would take their revenge on Indiana in this Peach Bowl, but no, it was Indiana yet again with an unbelievable performance. The first play of the game, D'Angelo Pons picked off Dante Moore, and that set the tone for what would be a 56-22 Hoosier beatdown in the semifinals, earning them the opportunity to travel to Miami to take on Miami and win a title. And Indiana, in an amazing performance, did not disappoint. The 27-21 victory over Miami, leading Indiana to the top of the college football mountaintop. And of course, for Indiana, some big-time performances in that game. Mikhail Kamara with an amazing blocked punt for a touchdown. Fernando Mendoza's gutsy 4th down touchdown run all allowed Indiana to come out on top in a game that was played in Miami's home stadium to win this title. An amazing season for Indiana. The 16-0 mark has only been done one time before and never in the modern era, and it took a lot of players to make this happen. So let's take a look at the players and some of their cards that are in this commemorative box showcasing Indiana's phenomenal year. If we're talking about the Indiana Stars this season, we have to begin with the Player of the Year, the Heisman Trophy winner, Fernando Mendoza. Such a key catalyst for why the Hoosiers were able to go 16-0 and wrap this season up in Miami to conclude their year. He played so well, especially in the playoff, but any time that Indiana needed him to make big plays, he showed up. On the road against Iowa, on the road against Oregon, on the road against Penn State, in the Big Ten championship game against Ohio State, the first 2 rounds of the playoffs where he had 8 touchdowns to 5 incompletions, and then again in the title game where he had multiple 4th and 3rd down conversions for the Hoosiers that allowed them to escape with a 6-point victory. Fernando Mendoza is certainly one of the biggest and brightest reasons why Indiana was able to go 16-0, but he had a lot of help around him, both on the offensive and the defensive side. On the defensive side, a guy like D'Angelo Pons His pick six against Dante Moore to start the game really got the Hoosiers off and running in that rematch against Oregon, and it kind of proved that they were not there to mess around and keep Oregon in that ball game. They wanted to end that thing quick, and Pons played a big role in that. Fantastic season for him. A couple of pass breakups in the final game of the year as well in Miami. He was a monster this year, and on the defensive side, certainly one of the big reasons why they were able to win this national championship. And the same can be said for Aiden Fisher, a linebacker who can rush the passer, played a lot of run coverage, pass defense. He did everything. That was on full display on Monday night in Miami. He got a sack for the Hoosiers against Carson Beck, but he was also dropping back into pass coverage, nearly had an interception on a tipped ball, and throughout the season, as he racked up nearly 100 tackles, was just a dominant player when it came to leading the Hoosiers defense from the front eight, and one of the big reasons why they are on top of this college football world in 2025. Then on the offensive side, you have incredible players. The dual threat backfield of Kalon Black and Roman Hemby. Both of these guys phenomenal throughout the season. They averaged more than 5 yards per carry throughout the year heading into the title game on Monday night. Both of them just amazing seasons coming through when they needed them. Hemby with a couple of big touchdown runs throughout the playoffs. Kalon Black busted one late against Oregon to kind of put the game away for Indiana when Oregon was making some drives down the field. It was Black who got into the end zone one last time for Indiana and said good night to any Oregon comeback bids. And they rotated so well throughout the season, both of them finishing with over 1,000 yards on the year. Really impressive stuff for the dual-headed backfield there for Indiana. And you can't forget about the pass catchers either. A guy like Elijah Surratt, always open in the red zone. He made a ton of big plays for Indiana, specifically against Oregon and against Ohio State. When the Hoosiers needed late touchdowns, Surratt was their go-to guy. He made plays happen inside the red zone. As the rest of the team moved him down the field, Surratt was Mendoza's favorite target once he got inside the 20, and he paid it off in a big way with multiple touchdown catches in the playoff and some huge ones in the regular season. But if we're talking about the biggest catches for Indiana this year and the biggest reason why they went 16-0, you can't look any further than Omar Cooper Jr. and his toe-tapping phenomenon in the back of the end zone against Penn State with less than a minute left in the game. Cooper was the leading receiver all season for the Hoosiers, and that catch against Penn State certainly showed you why he was one of the best receivers that Indiana had in their three amazing players that they do have on the outside. But Cooper Jr. led the team this year. He is the biggest reason why they managed to go undefeated, because he saved the game against Penn State. If he doesn't get his foot down, who knows if Indiana wins this game and manages to complete this perfect season. So an amazing year from all the Hoosiers, and we are celebrating with the commemorative box. Once again, you can find yours at onitathlete.com. It is only available while supplies last, so make sure you head on over there and pick up a box while you have the opportunity. It allows you to chase some of these amazing cards that we've showcased in the video and these players who made this season so special for Indiana. So head on over to onitathlete.com if you want to celebrate this 16-0 season for Indiana. Hope you enjoyed the video. Appreciate you watching. That's the end of the 2025 college football season as the Hoosiers go out on top. Hope you have a great day, everybody. Thanks so much, and we will see you later.